Good afternoon, and thank you, Madam Provost, for that introduction. As stated, I'm Arthur McMahon, Senior Associate Director of the White House Initiative on Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And today I bring you greetings on behalf of Dr. Deidre Trent, who is our Executive Director, who couldn't be here today. And as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, which of course is every day and every month, today we're here to celebrate HBCU's contributions to preparing students for public service, especially those defending our nation as part of cyber workforce. We must work together to ensure that HBCUs have the right resources to do this. And part of our mission at the White House Initiative on HBCUs is to bring together federal agency partners and private industry along with HBCUs to share resources, to identify projects and collaborations. And so we're very happy to be here today for that. Today, since 2008, 17 HBCUs have been designated by the National Security Agency as Centers of Academic Excellence, Cyber Defense. We celebrate the following institutions. I'm going to name them for you since we are also virtual. And they are North Carolina A&T University, Hampton University, Norfolk State University, Bowie State University, Florida A&M, St. Philip's College, Morgan State University, Tuskegee University, Lemoyne Owens College, South Carolina State University, Florida Memorial University, Hines Community College, Talladega College, Howard University, North Carolina Central University, Virginia State University, and Stillman College. And today we especially want to congratulate Stillman, which is a small private school down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They are the most recent institution to receive the CAE designation. So congratulations to them. And while we've made some progress, there's still a lot to be done. The team here at the initiative are committed to working with partners such as the one we have here today. The Biden administration is 100% all in on supporting our HBCUs. He and Vice President Harris have our total cooperation in trying to increase the capacity and access for HBCUs. At our annual White House conference in 2024, we hope to have this group here to do a cyber presentation and session. And we're happy to help develop relationships between current HBCUs, CAEs, and those who want to join. And I talked to someone earlier today about how we can help with mentorship of those institutions, et cetera. And so finally, again, we appreciate the hospitality, Dr. J and the university being here, Dr. Coker, your organization, and all the participants here virtually and in person. And finally, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Harry Coker, who was sworn in as the second National Cyber Director stationed at the White House on December 15, 2023. He serves as a principal advisor to the president on cyber policy and strategy. He brings 4 decades of experience to the Department of Defense, intelligence community, and private sector, including senior roles at the CIA and National Security Agency. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the director, Dr. Harry Coker.
Thank you, and good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today. Thank you to President Adams Gaston, Dr. Fulton, and the team here at Norfolk State University for hosting this important roundtable during Black History Month. I also want to recognize and thank Dr. Aurelia Williams. Where is she? There you are. All right, thank you. Now I recognize you. For the warm welcome we've had while we've been here this morning, and for your exceptional leadership of the cyber program here at Norfolk State. And I want to thank leaders from HBCUs from across the nation for coming to Norfolk State today, and also those who are joining us virtually. I want to acknowledge and thank representatives from the offices of Senator Warner, Senator Kane, and Representative Bobby Scott. Thank you all for joining us throughout the day, seeing and learning about the great things that are happening here on campus and at HBCUs as well. We're always grateful for support from our partners in Congress. And I know I speak for myself and for my White House colleague, Dr. Mahan, the Senior Associate Director for White House Initiatives on HBCUs, when I say that supporting HBCUs, the students they enroll, and the workforce they employ is a priority for the Biden-Harris administration. You really are all doing important work, and we're really pleased to be here. Specifically, I'm here today at Norfolk State because NSU has been a pioneer, helping to expand the opportunities for students and the cyber workforce here in Virginia and across the country. And I wanted to come and see for myself what was working well and what we need to do better. We want to learn from you and help spread best practices across the nation. I had the chance to meet a bit earlier with some exceptional students, and it always does my heart good to see the young folks that are taking charge and leading the way. They remind me the future of our profession and what our great nation has in store. It's a bright future, thanks to, in no small part, to the students here on this campus and other HBCUs. But I also want to let you know that cybersecurity presents a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge, we are experiencing an unacceptable number of cyber attacks, and we absolutely need more people entering the cybersecurity profession. We need more people to help us fill more than 500,000 open cyber positions in this country. But here's the opportunity. We have an abundance of talented individuals. I saw just a small fraction of that total this morning. And that abundance of talent includes students at HBCUs across the country. They can help us meet the need. They can enter a career field, whether you work in the government or the private sector, that helps secure our nation. A career with a purpose, a career that offers a good paying job. But taking advantage of this opportunity will take an authentic and collaborative approach. It requires unprecedented coordination among academic institutions, employers, nonprofits, and incubators, and the federal government. It requires a whole host of solutions that challenge how we think about training the next generation of cyber talent, and also retraining and retaining the current cyber workforce. It does require us to reach out to communities that haven't traditionally been recruited from, nor have they seen themselves in cybersecurity and technology. Black Americans, women's, other minority communities are particularly underrepresented in cyber jobs. In fact, while Black Americans make up 12% of the workforce, we only make up 8% of the technology workforce. The untapped skill and potential of these groups act like an anchor holding back the economy. Now, there are many ways that people talk about diversity in the workforce and in cybersecurity, but here's my take. In order to have the best possible mission outcomes, we need the best possible team. Let me say that again. In order to achieve the best possible mission outcomes, we need the best possible teams, meaning we cannot do this without you all. The only way we can defend the digital systems that lay the foundation for our modern way of life is to be sure that every American, people from every community, have a pathway into a cyber-based career. So how can we assure that more people who reflect America's rich diversity and rich promise have an opportunity to see themselves in cyber? It will take many partners. I know that the incredible talent that you all educate, foster, and empower at HBCUs are one of many groups I'd like to see join our ranks in cybersecurity. This Black History Month, I've been reflecting on the history of some of our nation's most vital institutions. Historically, Black colleges and universities were founded in the face of discrimination and yet managed to forge powerful legacies and remarkable achievements. Today, like I've seen so many times before, HBCUs foster academic excellence around our country and serve as a ladder of opportunity for the Black community and for our nation. For example, Vice President Kamala Harris is the first HBCU graduate to hold that position. My predecessor, Kimball Walton, is also an HBCU graduate from up the road here at Hampton University. Those are just two of the many, many examples of incredible talent and leadership your institutions foster every day. We need to make sure HBCUs are getting all the support that you need. And there are several ways that this administration is doing that. The White House initiative on HBCUs has committed to include a series of cyber education workshops at their annual HBCU symposium beginning this fall. We're grateful. And our partners at the Department of Commerce's National Telecommunications and Information Administration, or the INTIA, started the Connected Minority Communities pilot program. They have already awarded grants to 43 HBCUs, totaling more than $130 million. These awards help HBCUs provide high-speed internet service throughout their campuses, including in many historical buildings that have been unserved or underserved. And right here at Norfolk State, you all are using that funding to build a state-of-the-art wireless network that reaches all parts of the campus. That's a game changer for you and your students and everyone at this fine institution. We need to get everyone connected. Next, we need to help get folks employed. The Department of Labor has awarded approximately $108 million through grants and contracts to expand registered apprenticeships in high growth and in-demand industries, including cyber and IT. That has benefited underrepresented communities. Last week, the availability of an additional $200 million in grants was made available. I repeat, last week, they announced the availability of an additional $200 million in grants. The funding opportunities announced continue Department of Labor's commitment to providing all of America's workers with access to training and career preparation that lead to good jobs being created by President Biden's Investing in America agenda. Please visit grants.gov and apprenticeship.gov. That's grants.gov and apprenticeships.gov. The National Cyber Foundation Cyber Course Scholarship for Service provides scholarships for up to 3 years of support for cybersecurity, undergraduate and graduate education for students who intend to serve in the U.S. government after graduation. In recent years, 2 new HBCUs have joined that program, Morgan State University and Bowie State University. And I'm pleased that we're joined by our colleagues at NSF today. Now, I also want to spotlight one particular program that will have a powerful impact on the ability to give our students opportunities in cybersecurity. The ability to become accredited as a Center for Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity, or CAE. This program is run by the National Security Agency, and I'm pleased that my colleagues from NSA and the Candidate Center are here to help foster a discussion about how HBCUs can obtain CAE designation. Thank you for joining us. But here's my quick plug. With this Center of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity designation, your school and our students will have access to enhanced curriculum, more career services, and more scholarship opportunities. You'll be in a network of like-minded schools, and importantly, you'll be able to unlock more federal resources. And with the addition of Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, who is joining us online, welcome. The NSA has now designated 17 of the 107 HBCUs in our country as centers of academic excellence in cyber defense. During this Biden-Harris administration, 7 of those 17 HBCUs have received the CAE designation, the most rapid expansion to date. This achievement is something to celebrate, And while we celebrate, we also need to build upon that achievement. But you don't have to hear the sales pitch from me. I could not be more grateful to Dr. Williams for helping us understand how they became a CAE designated institution, what that journey was like, and how it's helped her students. And I'm so glad we'll hear from experts from the CAE Candidates National Center who can serve as your go-to resource in your journey. Again, thanks for joining us. So let's all learn from them. And I hope more of the schools represented in this room today will seek the CAE designation. I mentioned before that solving the challenge and taking advantage of the opportunity to fill the 500,000 open cyber jobs in our nation will require unprecedented coordination across the public and private sectors, employers, schools, the federal government, and more. The spirit of collaboration is exactly how we address this challenge in the White House. Last July, we published and immediately started to implement the nation's cyber workforce and education strategy, where we aim to, number one, shift towards a skills-based approach to hiring. Secondly, encourage lifelong cyber skills development. And thirdly, expand cyber opportunities to all Americans regardless of background. In a response to these three clear goals, over the course of last year, more than 70 organizations have committed to reducing barriers many Americans may have encountered by providing training, scholarships, internships, and apprenticeships, and pledging to create and hire for new cyber jobs. Today in Norfolk, I want to highlight some of those new commitments. BCR Cyber commits to training and placing 3,000 entry-level IT and cyber workers into jobs with state, local, and industry partners in the next 2 years. The Black Cyber Association, BCA, commits to securing gainful employment in cybersecurity for 300 African Americans in calendar year 2024. The Minority Technology Foundation commits to providing accessible and comprehensive cyber education to more than 500 youth and young adults over the next 24 months. VetSec commits to help active duty, reservists, veterans, and members of the Coast Guard of the Guard transition to meaningful employment with good jobs in cyber by the end of 2025. And IBM is committing to help students and faculties at 20 HBCUs by providing coursework, lectures, immersive training experiences, certifications, and more at no cost. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing organizations step up to help us meet this challenge. Now, let me close with a reminder of the importance of our mission. We defend cyberspace not because it is some distant terrain on which we battle our adversaries. We defend cyberspace because it is interwoven into our very lives. We defend cyberspace because it underpins the critical systems that enable us to work, live, and play. We defend cyberspace because it is a matter of national security. Today, and going forward, we will address the cyber workforce demands, build long-term workforce capacity and capability, and position all Americans to benefit from the enormous potential of our interconnected future. I look forward to learning from you, working with you, and engaging in the great discussions to follow. Thank you.
Good afternoon. In the essence of time, I'm going to begin while my slides are being loaded. It is my distinct pleasure to be able to share the story of Norfolk State University as we secure our Center of Academic Excellence and the profits, everything that we have generated because of it. So Norfolk State University, we welcome you here, but our vision is to be recognized nationally, right? As a premier Black institution with outstanding signature academic programs, innovative research, and community engagement opportunities that transform our students' lives. The university's vision was extended to our cybersecurity efforts, which began in 2003 with the establishment of the MS Computer Science program that included an information assurance emphasis. And in tandem, we created a center, well, an Institute for Information Assurance Research that was led by Dr. Gregory Patrick, with the goals and objectives to increase our capacity and capabilities in information assurance. So you'll see our goals and objectives were in research to perform quality research that is applicable and transferable. Our educational goal was to offer quality cybersecurity programs at the undergraduate and graduate levels. Our outreach goals were to provide cybersecurity education awareness to the community and to expose K through 12 students with cybersecurity areas and careers. All right, thank you. And then our development goals were to offer cybersecurity products for the marketplace. In 2009, we were successful in becoming a center of academic excellence in information assurance education, and that effort was led by Dr. Jonathan Graham. And I'm going to share a lot of names because I know I'm getting a lot of credit for cyber, but it really was a team of us that really worked well together to accomplish all of these efforts. Our first major award was received in 2009 by our dean, Dr. Sandra Deloach, who was named the Massey Chair of Excellence for Information Assurance. That was our first major external award. Today, we offer BS and MS in computer science programs with a focus on information assurance and cybersecurity. MS in cybersecurity that's offered completely online. We also have developed proposals for doctoral studies in CS and cybersecurity. We offer, Norfolk State University offers the first master's degree program in cyber psychology. We also offer a certificate and a minor, and we also have programs in socio-cybersecurity. So I'm happy to have Dr. Carleen Turner here with us, who is the chair of sociology and leads those efforts. And then Dr. Scott Deb shared that cyber psychology is an essential area of focus for today's digitally connected and digitally dependent world. Students with this academic background and training will be essential workers in government, business, and industry to help ensure our shared cyberspace is both safe and trustworthy. We have also received several cybersecurity and complementary designations over the years. As shared, we are a Center of Academic Excellence, but we've also been a DoD Center of Excellence for Cybersecurity Research, and we led a cybersecurity consortium for the Department of Energy the consortium was 13 HBCUs, and the primary goal was just what we're talking about. Influence the cybersecurity workforce with diverse candidates by leveraging the strength of HBCUs. We have secured a lot of support for our students to include the DoD Information Assurance Scholarship Program, our scholarships for service. Of our students who have received that award, we are expecting as of May 2, 2024, when our current students are graduating, that we will have a 90% placement record. So we are very excited about that. We also have our DNEMA scholars who receive 90% support and major in STEM disciplines. NSU has been a leader in K-12 STEM outreach and in cybersecurity through summer camps. We have been selected as a model Gen Cyber camp by the Department of Homeland Security. We have also created a cybersecurity club at a local high school, IC Norfolk in Portsmouth, Virginia, and help them and train them to secure their own cybersecurity grant for their training. Just this past summer, we hosted a program for undergraduate research sponsored by Booz Allen, and 2 of those students were offered a job. So we are still working to ensure that the workforce is filled with diverse candidates. We have a number of partnerships, collaborations, and designations. We have received awards from, we are happy to have a few of our minority business entities here with us today. They work with us on our cybersecurity initiatives by offering our students internships, and they are paid internships. So the students are getting the experiential learning as they are matriculating through school as well. Most of our awards, grants and contracts since 2010, we have received more than $47 million in external awards. The Department of Energy, $25 million consortium enabling cybersecurity opportunities and research is the bulk of that amount, but the Center of Excellence in Cyber Research is $5. There is that even includes the 1.3 million that we received from NSF for the Socio Cybersecurity Awards. So as you see, 90% of our awards have come from federal agencies, 5% have come from collaborations and university partners, and 5% from private industry. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of that CCOR announcement where then President Joe Biden, he was then Vice President, came to make that announcement, and all of our students got to meet him. And that is in our IA Ready Center before we had an opportunity to remodel due to an investment in the university. The next several slides will just show you some of our activities that we have hosted on campus, the STEM Girls Day and My Brother's Keeper. We also have the Summer Cyber Academy. We have hosted them for middle school students and high school students. It's a forensics-based week where students solve a case using forensics techniques and then present their findings at the end of the week. And we believe that that is important to help with what we call power skills. I know sometimes we say the soft skills, but it really is the power skill to be able to present and share. On the screen, you will see that we have students participate in many summer internships all over through that award. And then we also prepare our students to participate in competitions and conferences. Through the CCOR project, we had 13 HBCUs and some didn't even have a CS degree. So it was our role to mentor them to create the CS degree and then the cybersecurity so that their students could go to our Department of Energy laboratories, which were Sandia and Lawrence Livermore. Overall, we had a 50% placement of students who were eligible for employment in those agencies. In 2018, we opened our NSU cybersecurity complex, and in the complex, we have malware reverse engineering, we have capture the flag and a network teaching environment, cybersecurity training, and plenty of space for our cyber outreach. The investment came with $3 million from the university, $1 million from the Department of Defense HBCU Minority Interest Program. It is isolated from the network and includes offices, conferencing area, and office equipment. IA Ready, which is what we call our Center of Academic Excellence, is located within the cybersecurity complex, and students can attend classes, develop virtual machines, participate in exercises, and they have lots of fun doing it. Additionally, the cybersecurity lab is designed as a cyber range so they can pull different environments down on those computers and work in an isolated area because it is segregated from our business network, so they can actually work with malware without fear of it leaking over into our university environment. The complex also includes a data center that focuses on big data analytics, and we have enough processing and storage power for massive amounts of data. So we are always looking for partners who are interested in, using our lab, and we are here to service you in that way as well. We also have cloud computing infrastructure, and it allows our students as well as researchers from across the world to access enterprise-grade computing resources to facilitate their work and to promote collaboration. Finally, we have high-performance computing GPUs that support artificial intelligence and machine language research. As an example, we have our physics partners on campus who use our Center for High Performance Computing. We also have formal hardware verification. That's because hardware security issues are common and the consequences are increasingly severe. And so the formal methods techniques provides techniques for rigorously reasoning using mathematic logic about software and hardware to determine validity of algorithms. We have an Office of Development within the cyber complex, and that infrastructure allows us to strengthen our contributions from the private sector. The complex offers professional development led by industry representatives and award certificates. So as a partner with CompTIA, our students can take our classes, the computer security class or any of our security class, and if there is a CompTIA certificate that aligns with it, then we will provide the voucher. And because of that, our students are able to graduate with their degree and certifications. So we try to make sure that they use the certificates towards the end of their career, because you have to renew them, and we don't want them to have to renew in the same while they're still in school. But our students have been able to get GIAC certificates as well. We work with SANS to establish the SANS and HBCU program and participated in their Fall Classic Cyber Wars, and we have won those competitions back to back. So we're very proud of those efforts as well. So here's a summary of our strengths that we have here, and we believe it all hinges on that single moment when we became a Center of Academic Excellence in cyber defense education. We continue to use a plethora of techniques to train new crops of professionals, and we are just happy to have the resources to do that. We are partners and we are willing to work with other HBCUs. We have a history of that as well. So if you are interested, we are here. You just have to reach out, email cybersecurity@nsu.edu. And we, our goal is to leverage our work as a leader among HBCUs to navigate our opportunities to diversify innovation and income for historically Black colleges and universities. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Renee Weathers, who is the program manager for the National Center of Academic Excellence and Cybersecurity Program. In her role, she leads a team responsible for managing the CAE program. As a 20-year U.S. Air Force veteran, she has over 40 years in the intelligence community with NSA and field sites leading SIGINT and cybersecurity programs. Ms. Weathers.
While he's pulling up the slides, thank you very much for that intro. I'll just go ahead and get started. As mentioned, I'm Renee Weathers. I work in the program office that is, at NSA. It's, housed in the NSA's, cryptologic, school. One of the things, we do over at the cybersecurity, we have a team of 5 people, and we are primarily responsible for all of the overall management of the CAE program. The CAE designation is awarded to institutions that meet the rigorous requirements set by NSA. These institutions commit to producing cybersecurity professionals to help to address the cybersecurity, the workforce gap. Today, I would like to share just a few, just a brief overview of our PMO office, housed at NSA. And then I want to talk a little bit about the benefits and some of the opportunities that the CAE designation provides. Okay. So the CAE program is a huge collaborative effort. NSA has a memorandum agreement with FBI and CISA. And we also have a very strong collaborative relationship with other federal partners. We work really closely with the national centers to execute the program. I won't focus on a lot of these today, but one of the things, the main topics that will be discussed today will be the Candidate Center. That the Candidate Center is responsible for new designations and for the application process, and you'll receive a briefing after this one on the Candidate Center. So just a few highlights of the CAE, the program management responsibility. As we manage the program, the overall program, we also have several different tasks that we are responsible for. And just to name a few, we establish the standards to keep the program up to date and have the latest technologies. Our team conducts activities like reviews to look at the knowledge units and the requirements, and we also support some of the initiatives for cyber competition and cyber clinics and cyber competency development. One of the biggest and most important and probably the most rewarding tasks that the CAE PMO office provides is the support to the schools, the interaction with the different schools, the support that they can provide to help them shepherd them through the designation process. We work very closely with several of the different schools as well as the centers. So why do schools apply for a CAE? Universities report a significant growth in the student enrollment after obtaining their designation. As a CAE, you will be eligible for several of the grants that non-CAE designated schools have access to. For example, which was mentioned earlier, the DoD CYSP program and the National Science Foundation Scholarship Program. Those scholarships are primarily for CAE designated institutions. It also provides access to resources to participate in cyber games and competitions, as well as some participating in the Inshore program. This is a program that provides an opportunity for students to engage in real world applied research. So these are just a few of the activities for the PMO office. The CAE program currently has, I think was mentioned, 444, as of today, the number of, designated schools. Of the 444, only 17 of these are HBCUs. We are here to try to increase that number through sessions like these and through, collaboration and support as we work through the application process. We encourage all of the schools to become a center of academic excellence in cybersecurity. If you have any questions or need assistance, please contact the PMO office at Fort Meade. And we look forward to working with all of you, and thank you for this opportunity. Next, you'll receive a briefing from Stephen Troop on the application process. Stephen Troop is the director of the CAE Candidates National Center and the co-PI for the National Cybersecurity Training and Education Center. Stephen is also the Gen Cyber Program Director and the CIS faculty at Whatcom Community College. As the CCNC Director, he oversees the mentoring and advising program, assisting over 400 institutions in developing their cybersecurity programs and achieving the CAE designation. Over the past 5 years, he has collaborated with the CAE Program Office at NSA to update the National Center of Academic Excellence, NCAE's application to and processes. As co-PI for the Insights, Mr. Troop supports nationwide cybersecurity education by working to advance professional development and tools for faculty. Please give Mr. Troop a warm welcome.
Thank you so much. I think we have a PowerPoint as well. Thank you, Renee. Again, my name is Stephen Troop. I am the director for the CAE Candidates National Center. My goal for today is to give an overview of what we do, where I come from, and also for those who are listening, what you can do to get started in earning the CAE. Yep. Right. Perfect. So like I said, I am the director for the CCNC. The executive director is Michelle Robinson, and our president at our institution, Whatcom Community College, President Kathy Coyote Brown, sends their regards. They are very involved with our program, and that is why we've been so successful. So I definitely want to give them a shout. So a little bit about our institution. I'm from Whatcom Community College. We earned our designation back in 2011. We were the first community college on the West Coast to earn the CAE designation. Since then, our program has expanded. We've grown. We've have multiple national centers at our institution, and we've also are now offering a bachelor's degree at our institution. So needless to say, the CAE has benefited Whatcom Community College. I run the CCNC, and so I'm going to give you an overview. It's a grant funded opportunity for us by the National Centers of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity at the National Security Agency. We have 3 primary objectives: to support academic institutions in earning the CAE, to standardize mentoring and training. So we provide several year trainings for mentors and peer reviewers. We're also offering trainings for institutions that are new to the entire process. And just recently, we are involved with developing and managing the NCAE application tool. As of 2020, we have been involved with the development of the tool and incorporating all the new requirements for the CAE into the tool. The CCNC works in collaboration with the National Cybersecurity Training and Education Center, known as NSITE. All of our materials for the mentoring program are hosted on the NSITE website. So I would encourage you all to visit this website and take a look at what we offer. The NSITE's primary goal is to advance cybersecurity education throughout the United States and to expand cybersecurity education pathways and program diversity. So this has definitely been a good partnership where we've been able to collaborate on a lot of the different projects with the CAE. To date, as of February 2024, the CCNC has helped 320 CAE or institutions earn the CAE under the new application process. That's just under the new application process. We have been involved since 2017, where we've helped since then as well. Currently, we have 80 active institutions in the pipeline that we are working with and mentoring. This is an application assistance, which means they are currently pursuing and currently filling out the application. We have 29 in program development. This is a program designed for institutions that don't quite have a program ready for designation, but we are working to help them reach their goal. So we assign them an advisor to help them target the areas that maybe are lacking or need to be built up, and we work with them. All right, so for those of you who are listening who are maybe interested in pursuing the CAE, I'm going to walk through the entire process really quick. Normally these workshops are like 4 hours long. I'm doing it in 7 minutes. So getting started, the first thing you need to know is this is a two-part application process. You need to validate your program first, and then you can earn the CAE second. So it's a very, you need to know that when you're going in and planning this process, that there are two applications that need to be submitted. Each one of these take about 3 months to complete. So you can expect about 6 months working on this application. So I highly recommend going and visiting the DoD Cyber Exchange website, where we have the requirements documents for the cyber defense, cyber operations, and research. If you download these requirements documents, read the entire thing all the way through. Know from beginning to end what's going to be involved, because some of these things take some time, especially when you're working with the larger institutions. So this would be the first step in getting familiar with the CAE. Second, if you're interested in learning more, so maybe the requirements document isn't clear enough for you, you want to walk through some of the details in a presentation, we host on our nsight.net website a video series walking you through from start to finish the entire application process. Everything from where you can find the requirements documents, how you access the tool, everything. So this would be a good second step to be familiar with the entire process. This is just an example of what we have hosted there. It's all the different programs in bite-sized pieces. Some of the videos are 5 minutes long, other ones are 30 minutes. Once you're confident that your institution meets the requirements and you're ready to proceed to earn the CAE and validate your program, the first step you need to do is go to the caecommunity.org website and complete a checklist. If you go to the About Us, the National CAE and Cybersecurity Program, hit the checklist, you'll have the option of filling out a checklist for cyber defense, cyber operations, and research. This will get the ball rolling. Once you complete this checklist, it goes to review, and we evaluate whether or not you're ready to start the application process. If you're not quite ready and you're in cyber defense, we have a plan for you. So if you're not quite ready and you're missing some areas in your application, we have a place for cyber defense institutions to go to program development, where we will assign you an advisor. These advisors have been through this process before. They've developed programs before, and they can help you get started and build up those areas that are lacking. Once you've developed your program, you move over to application assistance, and you can start filling out the application. We assign you a mentor. They work with you every step of the way. They will help you strengthen areas that need to be strengthened and to look out for some of these common pitfalls. Again, all of these mentors have been involved with the process. They're very familiar. We run a training every year to make sure they're familiar with all the updates. Once you've gone through that process, you're assigned to a cycle. And we assign you a mentor and you will get access to the application. We've had institutions prepare, they've read all the material, they've gone and watched all the videos, and they've completed the application in 1 week. That's pretty rare. Most take about 3 months to 4 months, but it is definitely possible. So with all the resources that are available, you could potentially complete the application in 1 week. Here's basically the breakdown of the steps, what we offer. It's very simple, but it's amazing how complicated this can get. Essentially, we assign you a mentor. The mentor will walk you through the entire process. They will work with you and answer questions. We assign you a pre-submission review. Every institution that submits needs to get a pre-submission review. That's a full review of your application. And then they send you a report giving you any feedback saying this area may not pass. This area needs to be strengthened. You get all that up front. You then work with your institute, your assigned mentor to make those corrections, and then you submit. And that's it. So you can submit your application. Once it's gone through all the checks that everyone has checked off on it, we have to get the mentor, the pre-submission reviewer, and walk them to sign off on this application before it goes, because we want you to be successful. We want it to pass. We've only had a handful of institutions fail, and we want to keep it that way. So here's just a listing of all the different resources that we have available. These are all the resources that I mentioned. I want to encourage you to visit each one of these, make sure you understand all the different requirements, and then hopefully fill out a checklist and get the ball rolling. And here's my contact information. If you have any questions at all about getting started, if I wasn't clear at all during this presentation, please feel free to email me. My name is Stephen Troop, stroop@whatcom.edu. I'd be happy to answer your questions.
Are any of the schools in the pipeline, HBCUs that you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I believe we counted those. And what was it? Like,
We have one HBCU that's in the pipeline
Okay.
so far, so hopefully
So
today.
far.
we'll have more.
yeah.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thank you. Well, before we go to discussion, we want to acknowledge National Science Foundation. They want to come up. There are tremendous scholarship opportunities that are available to institutions once they become centers of academic excellence. And so we know how important funding is. We definitely want to hear from Embryn and Lee from the National Science Foundation.
Thank you.
So I'm Di Yang from the National Science Foundation, and we have Embryn Siraj. We are from the program called the Cybercore Scholarship for Service Program. It's a multi-million-dollar investment to institution, and institution will recruit and select the students and give the scholarship. It's a student-centered program. So institutions after the CAE, and usually they will submit their proposals to apply for this scholarship for service, and then to receive the grants, and they can select the students and award those scholarships to students. And then the undergraduate students, the 9 months stipend, the cash stipend is $27,000 on top of all the tuitions and fees. Plus, every year, student will get $6,000 for the professional development. They can use for certificates, for the travel. And then for the graduate students, the stipend amount is $37,000 for 9 months. And then the requirements is they will work as interns as well as full-time employees after they graduate for up to 3 years, 2 years or 3 years, depending on the number of the years they receive the scholarship. We also have another research program called the Secure and Trustworthy Cyberspace, and under it there is a education designation. In the education designation, it supports the innovative activities that will help us to understand how to develop competencies in the cybersecurity, the learning process, for example, the new curriculum materials, and then the evaluation assessment of cyber competition, something like those. So those are two major cybersecurity education related funding opportunities. And then we have an email, it's sfis@nsf.gov, and feel free to send us an email. So because of time, I'm not going to go into details, but as you know, National Science Foundation, one of its priority is empowering HBCUs in STEM education, and obviously cybersecurity falls under that. A couple of months before our program, we conducted a virtual webinar for talking about different ways that HBCUs can connect with NSF so that, they can upskill their programs in cybersecurity. So instead of talking about all those HBCU specific programs, what I will do is I will send Dr. Williams my slide deck that we used for that session so that she can share with all the participants for this webinar. So you'll find all the useful information in that slide deck. So if that will work with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm William Godwin, White House Fellow in the Office of the National Cyber Director. Let's give a round of applause to all of our presenters so far. This has been great. I'd like to acknowledge our virtual participants. We have Alcorn State University, Mississippi, Central State University in Ohio, Coppin State University in Maryland, Elizabeth City State University in North Carolina, Howard University in Washington, D.C., Kentucky State University in Kentucky, Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, Morgan State University in Maryland, North Carolina A&T State University, North Carolina, South Carolina State University, South Carolina, Tuskegee University in Alabama, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Maryland, and Virginia State University here in the Commonwealth. And of course, we want to give a special thanks to our host, Norfolk State University, as well as President Adam Gaston for hosting us today. Questions, either virtual, online, or for those of you who are in the audience, please let us know. We have, I think, all the resources possible in one space for Centers of Academic Excellence. Do we know if there's any questions online? I see a Q&A. Okay, all right. If there are no questions, what we will do is we will put together a list of resources in terms of the contact information from all the presenters we've heard from today, so that schools can follow up, and we will make sure that all the materials are available, even to those who may not have been able to come, but who registered. Want to appreciate all of you who supported this great initiative. We look forward to continuing this conversation. We're excited about the White House HBCU Forum and Summit that will be usually in September in the Washington, D.C. area. And we certainly want to take a deep dive in the cyber workforce opportunity for historically Black colleges and universities. To close us out, we're going to have Dr. Williams. Thank you so much. Let's give a hand to Dr. Williams.
I just want to thank you all for attending and participating in this very important conversation. Diversity in our cybersecurity workforce has been near and dear to me personally for a very long time. And I'm glad to see that it continues to resonate at the White House. We thank Director Coker for coming to Norfolk State University, participating in our tour, and learning about what we are doing. And we want to let you know that we are happy to serve and continue to serve in this environment. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time.